This study, published in 2022 by Park et al. In the Ultrasonics and Sonochemistry journal, titled Root Canal Irrigation Using Remotely Generated High Power Ultrasound. And this is all related to an ultrasonic machine, which is called an ultrasonic horn, or can be called a ultrasonic cell disruptor, which is made in this setup. And to further understand this part, this is how the ultrasonic horn looks. This is a piezoelectric machine or ultrasonic machine with an oscillating motion at the long axis, and this is an aluminum base, and then a what is called a horn, and this horn is this part right here. They made an enclosure around it with a cooling water and an acoustic reflector to direct the acoustic energy in a 90-degree angle, and this is where the irrigation would be inserted into the tooth. Here is a video to further show what I mean by the ultrasonic cell disruptor. This is a sonifier or cell disruptor, and this is how it works. It works in a longitudinal motion, up and down motion. So you can see it does bring energy and turbulence into the liquid, and it is actually used in the lab for cell disruption through high energy. And in the food industry, it is used to make or emulsify liquids, and that means to mix oil with water or any two liquids that cannot be mixed together. This is how shows how the energy works, and you can see it is at the tip of the sonicator. However, it travels further down into the container. So they had this idea to reflect the energy into the tooth in a contra-angle type of handpiece, and they had a setup similar to this setup where they had a light source at the back of the glass tube and a lens to visualize the cavitation of the bubbles, and they did actually bring up some pictures of the cavitation of the bubbles, and they are of high frequency and high energy. So the tested method here, they wanted to look at this part of energy, or this type of energy, in the cleaning of root canals. So they made this root canal model, which is a single rooted model and a multi-rooted model with two straight canals and two curved canals, or three straight canals and two curved canals. And they used calcium hydroxide to simulate a biofilm or bacterial film, and they looked at the energy or visualization of the cavity bubbles, the cleaning performance of the remote sonication, and they compared it to different irrigation methods that we already have in dentistry, which is a side vented needle syringe irrigation, a polymer tip of endoactivator, and an array-safe tip into an passive ultrasonic irrigation system, which is a metal tip. And the canals were irrigated for 6 minutes, total of 6 minutes. However, they also looked at the pressure generated at the apical terminus, and they used this model where they had a closed chamber with water and a pressure sensor at the periphery, which measures any change in the pressure inside the container. And there is no way of adding pressure unless it's through the canals. So they measured for each of the irrigation techniques used, and in this case the sonicator itself had the lowest pressure measurement. Then there are other types. They used the ultrasound only, or ultrasound and jet, or both, and then they compared it to syringe irrigation, which was the highest. This is to prove the safety of this newly proposed system. And also for the cleaning effect, A is the simulated canal with the simulated film or biofilm, and that's calcium hydroxide material. B is the syringe irrigation. C is the uh, passive sonic irrigation, which is the endoactivator with a polymer tip, and D is the ultrasonic, and E is their remote sonication system. And you can clearly see it did clean all the canal well, and it took 6 minutes to do that. A note to mention here, they did not mention the depth of insertion for the sonic and ultrasonic tips. However, they mentioned that 4 millimeters only of the side vented needle was inserted, and this shows how much clean of the canal happened. And we all know that the syringe irrigation cleans what's on top of it rather than apical to it. So this is a drawback of this study, that they did not go into full length and they did not instrument the canal. I hope this was informative for you. Thank you very much.